to it. I'm your host, Dr. Jazz, and today I have with me my very best friend in the entire world, even when I annoy him, Trandon Welch. Let me tell you a bit about him. He's the CEO of Welch Inc., and he's also a manager and an advisor. He also is a speaker, photographer, and creator. I just call him best friend, and he's overall dope. So let's get started. How are you doing, Trandon?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited to be here on the first episode of the Prosper podcast.
Purpose Podcast.
Purpose podcast. It's so many
Oh
P's. I don't
man.
understand your infatuation with the letter P, but if you like it, I love it.
Thank you.
Purpose podcast.
And I like it, so you love it.
Okay.
All
Purpose
right, cool.
podcast. Prosper
Project.
project.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
many
for
P's.
referencing my business,
So many
Prosper
P's.
Project, which is also something you can find me at. I don't know
So many
why.
P's.
I don't know why he's doing this today, but that's okay. Like he said, you can find me at Prosper Projects. That's the other business that I own, and you should check me out there. We're great company. All right. Do you know what you're here for? Because I feel like you don't know what you're here for.
I absolutely know what I'm here for. We're talking about purpose.
Okay, cool. Did you know that before you walked through the door?
Absolutely not.
Okay, but now you know you're
I
ready.
definitely know that we're talking about purpose. I'm glad I didn't know it ahead of time.
Would you have told me no?
No,
Oh, okay.
absolutely not.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's just that now your listeners get a raw answer
Okay. Versus,
versus a prepared answer.
cool. I appreciate that, actually. I like raw. That was the first, well, the episode point 0.5. That's why I just put it out because it was raw.
Okay.
Just to have, like, a sample of what we're going to do. But anyway, the premise of the show is that I ask every guest the same three questions, and then, well, really four, because the last one is what is your purpose? Um, so we're just going to jump in. The first question is, what does purpose mean to you?
Um, it's funny answering questions about purpose because you have to be very, I would say, strategic in your answer because you don't want a soundbite that could steer someone the wrong way. I think in this culture, so many people are looking for a statement on purpose, more so like a checklist or
Mm,
like a kind of like a guide to like this is what you're exactly what you're supposed to be doing in earth or on the earth.
hmm
And so I definitely don't want to come off like that, but as it relates to what does purpose mean to me, I feel like purpose is is basically the, how could I put this? It's the reason you're here.
Okay.
It's the reason you're on earth. Um, in saying that, that sounds general, but I think specifically the answer is a bit general because we're all different. But although we're all different, the word purpose specifically means um, why you're here, why you're on earth.
And the question is, what does purpose mean to me? So you're saying that is your answer. Like,
Yeah,
not generally, but to trending, purpose is the reason you're here on earth.
specifically my answer sounds general.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I,
Specifically to me, my answer is general. Purpose to me means um, this is why you're here. When I think about purpose for me, I think about why am I here?
okay. And I guess my question is, did that change for you like over your 32 years of life, right? Like what your purpose was and your definition of purpose. Because it is really general.
From the moment I started to think about purpose, because I can't say my whole 32 years of life I've always contemplated what was my purpose.
Right.
I mean, regardless of if I was doing it or not, I didn't know I was doing it at least for maybe the first 18, 19 years of my life. Even if I was contemplating what was my purpose, I wasn't saying what is my purpose. So once I began to think about what is my purpose, um, for the most part, it hasn't changed. I always felt like it was, why am I on earth?
Okay.
More so, I have a job to complete while on earth.
Okay, so that's actually an interesting point. So, can we operate in our purpose unknowingly? Because you said, I feel like I was doing it the first 18, 19 years, but I wasn't cognizant of it, is what I heard you say. Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no. I said I felt like I was looking for my
Oh,
purpose
okay,
the
okay.
first, maybe 18, 20 years or whatever of my life. I feel like we're all doing that whether we know it or
Right.
not.
Yeah.
Do I feel like you can operate in your purpose unknowingly? Absolutely not. I believe your purpose is connected to the person who gave you the task, to the deity that gave you the task, in my faith to God, to the Most High God that gave you this task. I believe purpose is directly connected to your supervisor. Your supervisor gives you this task to complete while you're at this location. You complete the task. If you never come into communication with your supervisor, with your boss or your, overseer or, your God, then there's no way you will know your purpose. Um, so I don't think you can operate in your purpose unknowingly. To even operate in your purpose, you have to be aware of what you're doing because your purpose is not just a task. Um, it has a reason attached to the task. So you can't complete the task without being committed to the why I'm completing the task.
That's interesting because I don't know in my own life if that has always been the case. Because I feel like I saw a pattern in my life and then I said, oh, this must be what I'm doing. And you're saying you were kind of just living and then you figured out your purpose and then you said, okay, now I'm intentional with this thing now.
So, for example, if I was a school teacher, and I was a school teacher since the age of 20, but I didn't understand my purpose till 30.
Mhm.
But I'm still a school teacher at 30.
Mhm.
Um, I still wouldn't have been operating in my purpose until 30,
Okay, so
even though I'm
why?
still teaching and I was teaching at 20. Because what I'm saying is operating in your purpose is not 100% doing a task.
Okay,
It's 50% that's, I don't want to put a percentage on it, but
part.
it's part task, part believing and understanding why you're doing the task. So if I took the job of teaching only for a paycheck, then I'm not operating my purpose because even though I'm teaching, there's certain aspects of teaching I probably couldn't tap into because I'm not aware of why I'm teaching.
Okay.
So you have to know why you're in this purpose to actually operate in the purpose effectively and to understand that you're in the right purpose or you're
Okay.
doing what you're supposed to be
So now I have like a flip side question.
doing. Okay.
So I know my purpose, I know my why, but I'm half doing my teaching, right? So am I still operating in my purpose?
No, absolutely not. So it sounds like we're talking about purpose as it relates to a task, and that's one thing I don't want to do because, for example, for me, when you introduced me, you said founder, CEO of Welch, photographer, creative administrator, or advisor, management, all of those things.
Right.
So for someone like me, if you're listening to this conversation up until this point, you may be thinking like, oh, so I'm supposed to be a firefighter. I'm supposed to be a teacher. That's my purpose. But I just named, I don't know, multiple things. And it's like, well, so his purpose is all of those things? And it's like, absolutely not, because my purpose is not necessarily specifically
Right.
one task, more so the outcome of those tasks. So uh, I guess I'm going into one of your other questions, so I'll digress.
Okay. So I agree with you because I feel like when I think of my own purpose, right? So someone also who is in several different lanes, right?
Hmm.
But I see my purpose in all of the lanes.